Hey, what's everyone? Welcome back to the channel. So today I'm going to be talking about the third pack of the Wreck and Roll collection from the Legacy line. This is Autobot Springer, an Amazon exclusive. The price is at $34, which I think is pretty good for a Voyager, considering it does have quite a few accessories. Also, of course, it is a triple changer from a robot to a helicopter and a race car, which is pretty cool. And the release date is November 1st, just like the previous two before this. And of course, I'm assuming the two left will be the same as well. It is currently in stock in Amazon. Unfortunately, at the time of this recording, it is sold out on Hazard Pulse because they go very, very fast. So I highly recommend to reserve one of these figures or all of these packs as soon as you can because they are, of course, Amazon exclusive, so they're very, very hard to come by. So now let's move into the figures. So, of course, this is a very, very similar version to the Siege version of Springer, and I think it looks pretty cool. I actually do quite like the metallic gray on the shoulders and the legs and the arms. I think that looks pretty good. It does match well with the yellow, the blue, and the green. And it looks pretty cool. My complaint is the accessories. So, of course, he does come with two swords, two guns, and that little spinning piece. Of course, that mostly applies for the helicopter mode. I do wish the guns and the swords were different colors because they do really kind of mix with the gray of the figure. I think there is too much gray altogether when you have the gray weapons, and of course there's a lot of gray in the figure. So I do wish maybe the accessories could have been blue, like the blue on the Autobot symbol, or maybe green or yellow. I would have been fine with. I think that'd be pretty cool. But overall, I think this figure looks pretty cool in its robot mode. Sculpting wise, I don't really think there's that many changes. I think with the main body, I think it's completely the same. I think the head sculpt might be slightly different. I could be wrong. I don't have, of course, Springer with me right now in my hand to compare, but whenever I get this version in hand, I'll probably be able to tell if it's different or not. But my guess is, just from memory of having the Siege one, I think the top of the head and the crest section is slightly different in sculpting, but I could be wrong. So let's move on to some more pictures. Here we have a nice shot of the helicopter mode, which I think looks pretty cool in my opinion. Again, lots of gray, which some people might not like that. I think it looks cool. I just wish the accessories could have been differently painted so it could, kind of cut through all the gray. But overall, of course, we have the swords there, which form the blades of the helicopter, and then we have that little spinning piece in the middle, which is pretty cool. Typically, I just store that on the back of the figure because there's really nowhere else to put it. And of course, there's some blue for the cockpit, some green, some yellow, and some green for the wings. And of course, we have that nice Autobot symbol right on the front of the helicopter, which looks pretty cool. And then moving on to the race car, this is one of the pictures, of course. This is the clean version without all the accessories. I think it looks pretty cool. What I really like to do with this race car is, if you can see, there is two ports on each side of the front of the car. I like to put the two pistols at the front. I think that looks pretty cool. And if you want to store the swords, there is this little tab right there. You can just put that in, and it can store on the side, which I think looks pretty cool. Not the most clean looking when you put the swords on there, but I think it's still pretty good storage for a race car. There's really not that many places to put a sword, so you can do with what you got. So overall, looking pretty cool. You got the little fins back there, then some nice darker gray, got some green and yellow, and again that blue. Looks pretty good. So let's move on to some other pictures. Here is more of the kind of weaponized one. So of course you could store the swords and the guns completely separately like I just said, or you can connect them all together and form one really cool big kind of like proton gun or rifle or whatever you want to call it, which I think looks pretty cool. Again, if you want to do this, you can actually attach the little black spinning piece for it to spin around. Do be aware you cannot really lock the spinning piece into place. It will just flap around freely as much as it wants, which is kind of a problem. I do wish that it could have locked into place because whenever it's in the helicopter mode, it'll just keep spinning if you barely nudge it. So that is kind of unfortunate, but still a pretty cool feature where you can combine them all together. Now moving on to another picture of the helicopter mode, of course. Here we have that blade again, and you can store the two pistols on the side, or you can put them on top at these two ports there. Typically, for the helicopter, I put them on the side. But again, like I was saying earlier, I do wish they were the accessories were painted slightly different because there is a lot of gray. As you can see, the accessories are gray in this whole section here. There's a lot of gray and dark gray and black. So I do wish maybe they were painted blue or green to match the wing, or I would have been fine with yellow. I think that'd be pretty cool. It'd be kind of interesting to have some, yellow pistols or swords. It'd definitely stand out, and I'd be perfectly fine with that. And here we have another shot of the robot mode, looking very, very cool. So overall, I think this figure is pretty cool. I did purchase this on Hasbro Bulls, and I think it'll be pretty cool. No, I don't think it's my favorite of the ones released so far. I really do like the fossilizers they've done, Spindle and Master Dominus. I think they did a really good job with those, and the new Impactor looks pretty good as well. And the Mirage repaint, I think he looks cool. I think he's probably my least favorite. I think Springer does go a little bit above him. So now let's move over to Hasbro Pulse, because I think there is some better pictures here. I'm hoping that there is, because there's not that many on Amazon right now. But again, it is sold out. And there is actually a video, of course, a full 360 spin of the figure if you want to watch that. I might actually post this over on my channel for you guys. But overall, yeah, pretty cool. And of course, saying what I said with the past two videos on these packs, it does come, of course, with the same accessories as Springer, but it also will come with a piece that will form a really cool hammer if you get all 5 packs. It has not been shown in any of the packs, so we really don't know what they look like or how big they will be. We'll find out whenever we get them. So overall, I think that's pretty much it for the Springer figure. Let's move on to one more thing I want to talk about. We do have the Masterpiece Trailbreaker. So no, I won't be getting this, but I thought I would just, share my thoughts on it just for you guys. So price, quite expensive, $152.99. I think that's quite a bit. But this figure does seem to come with a lot, and I think it will be pretty big. Again, I probably won't get it because that's a lot of money, and I really don't have any Masterpiece figures, so it doesn't interest me that much. And it's supposed to ship on approximately the 28th of March 2023. That is extremely far away, so wow. And you have to pre-order by the 15th of June, that would be. So make sure you get your orders in if you want this, or it will be pretty hard to get later. I don't think this is an exclusive to Hasbro Pulse. I think you can get this other places, but I'm not sure. So, of course, I'm not going to spend too much time on this, but I think it looks pretty cool. Very G1 accurate to what he looked like in the show. Of course, he comes with his little pistol hand and his 2 weapons on the side of his head, which looks pretty cool. And then we have him in an action pose. He does have, I think, several little components which you can swap out with his hand, which is pretty cool. Got this really nice, like, silver, I think this is like a hook or something, which is pretty cool. Very nice. It does seem like he does come with some blaster pieces, which is pretty cool. Seems like they're putting those in the Masterpiece figures a lot more now, which is pretty cool. Very nice. I think overall kibble management, I think they did a pretty good job with this. You can see there is a little bit of kibble. You can see a little bit of hollowness in the chest region on the side. Getting the arm out of the way, of course. You can see some kibble in there, but not too bad. And we have another shot there. And of course we have the truck, which I think they do a really good job with their cars. They look very old, very vintage, very G1. Of course, you can open the doors, you can open the hood, you can put his little satellite dish on top. And overall, this looks very, very G1-esque. And I really do like how they do their cars, because if I just pick this up, not knowing if it was a Transformer or not, you would probably think, oh, this is just a car. It doesn't do anything else, which is pretty cool. Of course, without looking at the bottom. And we actually do have the Toyota logo on there, which is pretty cool. The word on there, which is pretty cool. And then we have a shot of all the accessories. So it comes with some alternate faces, a satellite dish, a blaster piece. I think that's an alternate grill section, a little harpoon section, a hand, and I think that might be it. And then, of course, there's another shot of the car. You have some front mirrors there. And then, of course, we have a nice group photo of Ironhide, Bumblebee, and then we got Prowl, and then, of course, Trailbreaker right there. So overall, I think this looks pretty cool. I think if you're a big G1 fan, and of course you have the money, I think you definitely should buy this. I don't think I will. I'm just, I like Masterpiece, but one, they're super expensive. I barely, have enough money as it is to buy all the legacy figures, considering, of course, I'm buying all the Wreck and Rule, and I've bought, of course, a lot before that, a lot of Wave 2, and I bought the Cybertron Metroplex. I'm trying to not spend a ton of money now. So if you haven't bought any of those and you have the money, go ahead. I think you'll like it. It looks pretty cool. I think it's definitely the more interesting of the two. They recently did release or reveal a movie one, Blackout, which a lot of people were like, it doesn't look that good. I haven't talked about that yet. I will do a video on that figure whenever it's put on Hasbro Pulse. I'm actually surprised this was put on here before Blackout, because we actually saw pictures of Blackout way before this figure, so I'm kind of interested why this came out first. I think you can buy Blackout on certain sites, but I've not seen it on Hasbro Pulse yet. But whenever it's posted, I will talk about it and let you guys know my thoughts and feelings. I probably won't buy it either, but still, it's pretty cool to talk about. So let me know what you think of this new Masters figure. I think probably people will like this one a lot more than Blackout. It's definitely more original, considering we did just get a Studio Series version. And the most recent Trailbreaker was a repaint of Hoist from Earthrise. So I think definitely this one will take. This will probably be the more popular one, and probably I think it looks pretty good. Of course, also let me know what you think on the new Springer figure, and that's pretty much it. So I'll see you next time.